Fine. I shall.
Yes. Uh, 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 are you recording on your end, sir?
Yes.
Awesome. We got Stu all the way from England, and Stu is one of those podcaster that's been censored. He saw the writing on the wall. He got in touch. Exactly. There you go. That is that your channel?
Stu's news.
Awesome, awesome. So basically, he got contacted by one of our co-producers over in Costa Rica. He came on board. He put his little piece, which is in the movie. I highly urge you to watch, Dear Mr. President. It's coming out at the end of this month. It's going to be in all the healing centers, scalar wave healing technology centers across the United States. About 28 of them are already signed on. More coming on board. We got a few movie theaters. We got a few motorcycle clubs coming on board. We got a few corporations. Any big group that wants to show the movie, just get in touch with us at 786 704 8817. Send me a text message to my Google Voice 786 704 8817. There you go. And basically, this is about censorship. And, everybody's pissed off. Donald Trump, I don't know if it's a recent piece or not, but we showed it in the yesterday on our live show. Supposedly signed already something that he's moving in that direction. So our timing could not be more bullseye. Okay. This is as bullseye as you get. So it's a perfect timing from a situation standpoint that the movie's going to come out when? September 9th, we're going to release it to the world. What is September 9th? It's a triple nine from a numerology standpoint. It's a powerhouse number. I'm not a numerology expert, but my friends, a lot of them are, say, hey, you got to launch it on 9/9 and 2025, which is 225 equals 9. That's a triple nine. At 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to go. And we're going to have all the podcasters who are in the movie play the movie live all day long, 24 hours a day, just automatically repeats itself all over the world. So we're going to hopefully have 1,000 podcasters. If you want to get in touch with us, same number, 786 704 8817. You want to rebroadcast 24 hours a day? Because we've been stopped by basically what you would call it, the press release companies. There's one that's called EIN or IEN Press Wire. It's a communist organization. Don't even waste your time. Okay. As soon as you go and punch in press releases, they're the first one that pops up. And I'm sure Google gives them that spot free of charge because they're all working together, because they're all Marxists. They're all communists. Brother, how did you hear about us? What I guess obviously we hit a button with you and you said, yeah, this is a fight that I definitely need to do because you realize you're a character. You should be much, much bigger than what you are, and you're not because someone else is in control of the freaking car. Talk to us, brother, please.
Exactly that. Well, just to go through it quickly. I'm 54. I was um, at grammar school when I was 13, and I just had a sudden enlightenment in the history lesson that this is all fucking bollocks. But I did not know why for about another 20 years. Um, it's I went and did other things through that period of time, but then in the sort of 90s, I suffered a bit of trauma, and that set me on a spiritual path and learning about things like healing and meditation and all these other things. And then 9/11 happened, and straight after 9/11, I was fast asleep. I was going to suit up, join the army if necessary, and go and fight. But then, over that next year and stuff, things started happening. People started talking out, and Alex Jones, and I'd listened to, David Icke a long time ago, and, whatever side they're on, David Icke and Alex Jones, right? Because David Icke he hates Trump, he will not talk about Q and any of these things. And I always think if he was such a big um, threat to the cabal in
Right.
those early days, they'd have put a bullet in his head a long time ago. And if the these elitists believe they have to put stuff out to us in to get their karma back, as in they tell us what we're going to do. If we don't stand up and say no, they take it as a yes from us. David Icke was saying all these sorts of things. Now, David Icke, I've seen his lectures and stuff like that. A lot of his stuff is brilliant and all these things. But over the years, I've flipped from different people, and you use your discernment. And when someone says something, you sort of move to other podcasters and stuff. And this has been a long transition for me, but soon after sort of 9/11, the year or two after that, I really started researching into things. I was doing certain jobs that I was working away from home for 2 or 3 weeks and coming back having a couple of weeks off, and I had a lot of time to really dig into all these things. And I learnt and learnt and learnt. And, I read the Bible, I read the Quran. Well, I haven't read the whole Bible. I read learn the Bible in 24 hours by Dr. Chuck Missler, I get the basics and stuff. But I learned everything. And it took me, I would say, minimum 5 years to actually learn what these fuckers wanted to do to us, what their
Yeah.
end goal was, how people that might have started the plan 200 years ago were not going to be alive to see its fruition. You know what I mean? And I learned and I learned and I learned. Q said archive offline. If the internet goes down and the shit hits the fan and people want to know what's going on, people ain't going to be able to Google or Brave or DuckDuckGo, are they? They're going to want to come to people. And hopefully, if they come to me or anything like that happens, I've got most of the stuff in there. I cannot put it out as well as Josh Reed, because he is a maestro, that man. And I'd love to interview him someday. But
You will.
yeah, so that was that. So I've warned people about the New World Order, this vaccination agenda, one world government, one world police force, one world currency, all these, one world religion, all these sorts of things. Got to about 2016, 2017, and I got bored of people telling me I wasn't about to speak about certain things if I came to parties, and you're not allowed to, and looks and things like that. And I sort of sat back a bit, kept learning, but watching it unfold. 2020 came, and it was quite funny actually. But about 6 months before 2020, COVID hit. COVID. I I knew something was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew for some reason we were going to be locked in our houses.
Yeah, but
So I
be
started
very
to
careful
prepare.
with the languages. I want to use this on YouTube where we have the most eyeballs, right? So keep it
Okay.
low.
Yep.
It's good for your audience. It's good for my audience. Just stay
Yep.
under the
Yep. Yep.
radar. The audience is smart enough to figure out and read between the lines.
Yeah. Okay. So about 6 months before,
Hmm.
I just knew we were going to be locked down for some reason. I didn't know why. I started to prepare. I started to get certain things, if I was going to be locked in a house and stuff like that. So I'd be more self-sufficient than just being able to go down the grocery store every time. Anyway, March 2020 came, COVID hit, and that was it. I thought, here we go. People are going to wake up now. All the crazy stuff people have been saying is going to wake people up. And it didn't. It People went the other way. I've never seen anything like it. And Mark Atwood says, the was the best thing to ever happen to humanity because everyone found out who everyone was, you know,
Yeah.
and it was this last 4 or 5 years since has been an incredible learning journey, and especially since 2017, 2018, when Q started dropping 17. Um, I really started to get engaged again and stuff, and
Right.
learned more about DJT. And the main thing I learned about DJT, I didn't really know the character. He was one of these superstars. Then all of a sudden, when he went to run for president, the media turned against him, Hollywood turned against him. I thought he's the man, because all these serpents, it's easy, And then I used to watch everything Trump said, all his pressers. And then I used to watch the BBC, the BBC is the
Yeah.
main one here.
Oh,
What the BBC, how they turned it round, manipulated it, cut things out and stuff like that. He said, drink bleach. No, he did not. And I've just tried to wake everyone up ever since. Now, I'm only small accounts. I haven't got a global view, although I've had, emails and stuff every now and then from people around the world. Thank you very much and stuff like that. But I am General Flynn says local action equals national impact. So I've always tried to wake up my local community. And in my town here, I think there's about 60,000 people, but in the surrounding towns, I think there's about 120,000 total. I don't know them all, but I've got I'm on my 8th Facebook account now, and I've built that back up to about 700 friends, I think. But it's it's disheartening for people. It's like, well, it's disheartening for me as well, because when you lose your first Facebook account, you think everyone's going to come and find you.
No.
And no, they don't. But with all this fakery and everything going on at the moment as well, I get Facebook requests from people I'm already friends with. So if, I'm sending them a second account, a third account, using different names, and you've got to use different emails to set up another account. My 6th account, I think, I went all the way through it, set it up. It said, congratulations, welcome to Facebook. You are banned for 180 days. As soon as it set my account up. This account, my mate had set up from a hotel room for me.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
criminal.
absolutely. Look, this is why the movie Dear Mr. President was born. It had to be born. It has to manifest. We are depending on the audience to go absolutely crazy. I want to see blood on your fingers from forwarding the freaking movie to everybody and everybody you know. Once you watch it, it's going to hit every button with you as well, the audience, and we're going to get it worldwide. You know why? Because they can't stop us. We're not programmable. You understand?
Never stopped me.
Exactly. I mean, I got in this fight. Listen, I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to say something I've never said before publicly on air.
I'll just make you laugh quickly.
Yeah, 40 years ago. Exactly. But anyway, 40 years ago, I heard that people in Saudi Arabia, right,
Yeah.
and that part of the world, believed that the earth was flat. And I laughed because I was a normie at that point 40 years ago. And then years later, I came across, George Carlin, Alex Jones, yours truly, the British guy you just mentioned, David Icke, and so on, right? And that's when I started to wake up. But do you realize how much information there is out there, Stu, and people are still asleep? There's still 20% of the people conservatively, maybe 25%, are still asleep. And they
In an
refuse
age
to
of
wake up.
information, ignorance is a choice.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So the movie had to be made. We're going to be inviting people, hopefully this weekend, just a handful of people, like 6, 7 people at the most, to do a private screening of what would be hopefully as close to the final product as we will release to the world. But the movie's being sponsored by who? Mel Carmine. That's who the movie's being sponsored by. Staying Alive, which is a healing center in Cape Canaveral, 166 Center Street, that allows the body to cure itself, not the machines. The machines are not medical devices. The machines will not diagnose you. The machines don't do nothing except for emit a frequency that the body understands what it is. And then voila, if you stay in there for a month, 2 months, 3 months, it doesn't matter what you have. Okay, the body, which is the best doctor in the world, can absolutely cure itself from every disease known to mankind. So let me go ahead and share a little clip here, if I may. And let me know if you can hear the sound. Give me a thumbs up. And voila. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Dear Mr. President.
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 Dear Mr. President, when did freedom of speech become a crime? In the land of the free, voices are vanishing, opinions are policed, truth is under fire. They say it's about safety, I say it's about silence. Who's watching the watchmen? Who's filtering your feed? Who benefits from your silence? From the classroom to the newsroom, from Silicon Valley to Washington, D.C., who decides what you can say?
Censorship.
Censorship. Censorship.
The censorship.
Censorship. It's a much bigger threat to democracy than anything that we've seen in this country in the last 4 years, in the last 40 years.
Our First Amendment is under assault, not just by big tech, but by government agencies. Voices are being silenced.
A world without censorship would mean we can freely expose the elections and, of course, child trafficking. I believe the American spirit would kick in if they had access to the real information.
We've had channels taken down from nearly every form of social media. We knew when you uttered the term fake news that you were up to something different. We're honored to contribute to this documentary on censorship.
I have only one thing to ask. I just only want to see some accountability from somebody. Just pull that pin and throw that grenade already, buddy. That's all every American wants to see, is just some accountability for the crimes against us all. Thank you, sir. And long live the Republic.
Now, if you think the documentary trailer is powerful, you better brace yourself. You better brace yourself, because the documentary is 100 times. I didn't stutter when I said that. It's 100 times more powerful than that. Usually, sometimes you get a really cool trailer and then the movie turns out to be a flop every now and then. That's usually not the case most times. But this time, it's the other way around. I'm telling you. Now, I'm going to show another one real quick, and this is us trying to raise a couple of dollars so that we can flood the market. We so far we raised a whopping $270. We're spending it all on press releases. If I raise another $270 or $2,700, I'm spending it all on press releases, and I'll put the receipts up just for shits and giggles to let you know that Mel Carmine is very transparent. I don't need the money. I'm not a rich guy, but I'm not a poor guy either, right? But it's all coming out of my pocket. It's hurting me a little bit, right? But let's watch this here for real quick, and
you will be rewarded.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, and I never knew, to be honest with you, Stu, that I had a knack for doing documentaries. Apparently, I do. You know, can you see my screen?
I can.
All right, let me blow this up.
My name is Mel Carmine. This movie will be free to the general public to view in movie theaters and online when it is released. But let me be crystal clear. Freedom is not free. This documentary is still in production, and without your support, it may never reach the hearts and minds that need it most. While the enemy floods the world with lies and bullshit propaganda, we're putting everything on the line for you, to expose the truth and defend our republic from collapsing into full-blown Marxist communism. This is America's final stand. If you understand what is truly at stake here, your donation isn't charity, it's your obligation. Whether it's $10, $50, or more, give what you can. Because if you can help and don't, what will you tell your grandchildren when they ask what side of history you were on in 2025? In the name of our Almighty God, do the right thing. Help us finish this fight. Everyone's freedom depends on it. President Donald J. Trump cannot do this alone. Stand with him. Stand with America. Use the link below to donate.
See, the enemy has one thing over us, and that is they have access to the printing presses. They're printing money that costs them nothing. It's worth nothing, and they can print at will as much as they want. That's a little bit of a disadvantage for a little guy like me and Stu here, okay, to throw our own money into the pot and say, we're going to fight these guys. That takes huevos. That takes a lot of balls. That takes a lot of heart, because these guys can crush us. You understand? They got people.
I do understand.
They got people with guns, people disappear, and you hear things, and Robert David Steele and the Chinese lady's gone, and a bunch of people are gone.
Kirsten W.
Right, exactly. All right, and so we're putting the enemy is committed. The enemy's like, hey, I'm in this fight. I want to make sure that the United States falls into full-blown communism, Marxism, socialism, because this is the last domino fall. This domino falls, the rest of the world is absolutely fucked. Exactly. You stand no chance. Within minutes, there'll be tanks rolling through the streets with dictatorship at full-blown, full volume, okay? So this fight is not only our fight, it's your fight. It's the fight for your children.
It's everyone's fight. This is exactly what I said in the two last little podcasts I did. I'm not doing long things. I haven't got enough time in the day. I'm trying, to keep up with everyone else myself. But I do like little under 10-minute videos. If they're under 10 minutes, I'll try and put them onto TikTok and stuff. But I was devastated when my TikTok account got shut down because I was getting thousands of views on that. But yeah, I said exactly the same. This 16-year plan to destroy America, and it would have, the rest of the world would have been fucked. Simple as that.
No question about it. No question about it. So we're in this fight. The enemy knows at this point. See, because there's a chance that if the enemy wins, we are on the front line. We'll be the first ones to go. You understand? We're done. We're dead. They're coming for us
Dreamer camps.
immediately. Okay, because according to them, we're the troublemakers.
Yeah, because
we are their version of the brown shirts. They're really the brown shirts, but to them, we are the brown shirts. Okay, and so the bottom line is we go first. They're going to eliminate us immediately. So they got to get the message that Mel Carmine, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die on my terms. If Stu's going to die, Stu's going to die on his terms. You know why?
Right.
Because we're real men with real balls. We still got some testosterone left. Capiche?
I capiche.
I love it.
Where did all the men go?
Yeah.
But there you go. Alex Jones, they're putting it in the water, they're turning the frogs gay. You know what I mean? What they've done to humanity with whatever's been in the water, spraying us in the sky and putting shit in our food, right? It's changed people.
Oh, yeah. It's changed them chemically. They're not the same people. They don't think the same way as if they didn't put that stuff in the food and that stuff in the air. Except for people like us who have like the best filtration systems in our car, the best filtration systems in our house, the best water filtration systems, the best of everything, because we understand the war. So we went on defense. We went immediately, hey, you're putting fluoride in the water? Okay, what's the best filter? What's the best reverse osmosis shit that gets that shit out of the water? Boom, let's buy it. It costs $900. It costs $900. I don't give a shit. I'm buying it. I'm protecting my family, right?
Yeah, well, all the awake people, they're doing all sorts of things. No one uses fluoridated toothpaste. All the people don't want to go to the doctor. They do all these things. But what you're just saying there, 70 years ago, give or take a few years, World War II finished. The Nuremberg trials, Nuremberg Code, all came out with 10 points. Joseph Mengele and all these things. And 70 years later, it's happening again, and people are queuing up for this shit.
Yeah.
It's just there was no fight there apart from a tiny handful of us.
The people that came at me said, if I don't do it, if I don't take that procedure that a lot of us didn't want to take, right? If I don't take that procedure, Mel, I'm going to lose my job. And my answer to them was so profound that you would think that I could shake them out of their media-induced comas. And I said, let me ask you a question. Can you go to work tomorrow if you're dead? No. This thing is going to kill you. Whatever's inside that thing, I don't trust the government. I don't trust Big Pharma. I don't trust the Rockefeller Foundation. I don't trust the cops. I trust nobody. Right? And I said, and ask the other question. I says, before you take it, ask them if you don't agree with it, can you take it out of your body? Can you just say, okay, you know what? Take this shit out of me. If the answer is no, you shouldn't do it.
No, I trust the creator and my immune system.
But yet people went along with the fucking program, dude.
But people went along with it. There was huge thousands of people that were showing no symptoms of anything.
Yeah.
Queuing up to have it.
Absolutely.
It's the most craziest of times, but it was a necessary thing, I believe, because if we're going to move into some sort of 1,000 years of peace and all these things we're hearing about, you can't leave your children out of it. When this truth comes out, you've got to include them and tell them so that they tell their children and their children going on forwards, because this can never, ever happen again. What's happened over this last 5 years.
My wife and I were watching Saturday Night Fever. She's a big fan of Saturday Night Fever. She's a big fan of Jersey Shore. The one here, not the one over there by you guys, but the one here.
I tell you off 3 years ago, but I only want internet podcasts and stuff now.
Yeah. So, but anyway, long story short, she's like, look at the people in the movie. I said, what are you pointing out at? She says, look how skinny everybody is. Look how in shape everybody is.
Oh, yeah.
And today,
it's an obesity crisis.
Yeah. And nobody asks the wild thing, dude. The wild thing is nobody's asking any questions. Nobody wants to make any waves. Nobody has any smarts to even ask the question.
And do you know
nobody
why?
Notices.
Do you know why people don't ask questions?
Yeah.
because people give their power away. Whether that's to fucking Hollywood superstars telling them what to do, government officials telling them what to do, the police demanding they do things, or men in white coats. That's where the majority of the problem lies. Because as soon as people get some sort of symptoms or feel a little bit ill, they go straight. They don't go to the green grocers. They don't fucking do their own research. Right? They go to a man in a white coat who gives them a bottle of pills, and even that's shite because most doctors here now, I would suggest, in my experience, years ago, here's some tablets. Try them for 2 weeks. See how you get on with them. If you don't work, bring them back, and I'll give you a fucking different box.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
I love the way you say shite, by the way.
Well,
it's
that's
so
English.
classy.
Shite.
It's like only the British can say shit and make it sound good, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. These people have, I forget the name of the word. It's something bias. Amber, she's not around. I,
No, I see her dropping notes off to you yesterday, though.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. There's a specific 2 words that describe exactly what they are, and maybe it'll come to me, maybe it won't. But they're so brainwashed. Okay, well, even though, for example, you go to stayingalive.com with 2 E's, we got countless and countless, and we got hundreds of testimonials between Staying Alive with 2 E's at the end. The other one belongs to the Bee Gees, right? And the other one, which is our Telegram group called Miracles in Cape Canaveral. Miracles in Cape Canaveral. We have so many testimonials of every disease you could possibly think of, right? You would think that they would run and we would have like a 3 months waiting period, 6 months waiting period to get a chair at Staying Alive. No, I'm just barely breaking even, making a little bit of money some weeks. Some weeks I'm losing money. You know what I mean? Because they have something, it's called bias, perception bias or something like that.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, they're completely brainwashed. But anyway, needless to say, that's what we're up against. And, you know, we actually have product placement in the movie about, you know, our technology because we advertised with the big boys and they sent bots. They sent bots to give me the illusion that I was getting visited. And those bots were never going to spend any money. But I yet parted with my money every day, 60, 70, 80 bucks a day for months and months and months and months and months. And all of a sudden I came across the video and said, if you're spending money on YouTube and you got something holistic that works, stop. That story is in the movie.
That's horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah. Unbelievable, bro. Well, it was a pleasure. You know, thank you for coming. Tell your audience to get this out everywhere. Oh, I want you to say it. Say, audience, get this out everywhere.
Audience, get this the fuck out there, right? Stu's News. There's all sorts of things on there. We're all patriots. Yeah. The truth is learned, never told. Right. You know what I mean? The Great Awakening, the highest level of cyber opery that has ever been witnessed, is playing out at public level like never seen before. This is game theory, Sun Tzu, the art of war, fourth pog, fifth generation warfare, Ghost in the Machine, 17, continuity government, devolution, 5D chess, dark to light, and the kayfabe is off the fucking charts. Where we go, when we go, all God wins.
Absolutely.
Use your discernment. Don't black pill, panic can, and share around clickbait. Right?
Yeah.
Source your material and share it. And anything I do, please share it. Like it, subscribe, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah,
But
the redcoats are not coming for us for the first time in history. They're on our side. Let's take advantage of it, guys. Thank you. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, exactly. The main thing is the awakened people need to share other awakened people's stuff. It's not okay just to say, I've seen it, but I don't want to share it.
That's ridiculous.
That's
Absolutely
I don't want to do it on my Facebook because I only use it for business and things like that. I understand that, but certain people that are awake are still scared about speaking out to certain
the boogeyman.
I'm not.
They don't realize if everybody stood up, all 8 billion of us, the boogeyman would absolutely take a shit in his pants in about 1.2 nanoseconds.
In an instant. No, we're not doing it anymore. What are you going to do about it? Everyone.
Nothing. Zero. You're going to sit down and shut the fuck up. Otherwise, you're going to get slapped around a little bit, Brooklyn style. Capiche?
Capiche.
Very good.
Love you, Mel.
You're awesome, brother.